And I always, when I meet up with students or, I have a welcome call or something like that, I always bring to their attention that we have this time before the meeting officially starts, and even sometimes after the meeting starts, to help each other out and to really create this sense of community and upliftment and helping each other. So that's why I always try to give you until the last possible moment there. We are already going live here, so just getting this technical thing set up. Here we go. All right, it's working well. So now I can say hello to Jen and Missy and Rose. Hi. And Chukwemeka is here from the UK. Bambi's here. Anne, Amber, Catherine, Rose. Great to see you, Rose. And Crystal and Cynthia. Denise is here. Eddie's here. We have Jem and Gloria and Gwyneth and Iris and Jamie and Joyce and Judith and Justin's here. Great. And so Ileana's here. Wonderful. Yeah, we've got many, many students here with us. So really, really fantastic that you stay consistent and you come onto these calls. I'll just say welcome to any new members. Welcome to our daily success calls. We love being here with you and sharing, different topics to help you cultivate the right mindset for success in your business. So that's really what we're here to do. And so today I have this fun topic to present to you that I'm really excited about. It's something that's just fun to acknowledge and then be able to relate that back to our lives. So, you have this little button of reactions here on the bottom of the screen, if you see, and you can put up a little reaction. So who knows about the hero's journey? Have you ever heard about that? If you have, then kind of put a little emoji or anything up there with the reaction so I know. Yes, okay, I see a few going up. Fantastic. Yeah, definitely not anything new, but it is a fun idea to play around with. And I'll just kind of give a little, we have more emojis going up. That's great. I'll just kind of give you a little idea of how this started, okay? And then I'll even share a little diagram with you. So the hero's journey is basically, let's start a little further back. So people have been, here we go. Yeah, so people have been studying hero myths as far back as 1871. So, and we can even trace this back to the Old Testament if you want. Really ancient ideas. So definitely not anything new, but what became kind of a new, or we could say popularized term when it was coined, the hero's journey. So this was by Joseph Campbell. If you all know him, he wrote a very famous book called The Hero with a Thousand Faces, and this was in 1949. Joseph Campbell, just to kind of give you a little background, he was an American professor of literature, and he himself was really influenced by Carl Jung, who is a famous Swiss psychotherapist or psychoanalyst and psychiatrist. And so, Carl Jung, I oftentimes quote a lot of different quotes. He's a great person to look up if you are interested in philosophy and that kind of journey. So anyways, getting back to Joseph Campbell, he brought in this term, and it wasn't coined by him, but he used this term monomyth. So one myth, right? And so this is when he started to look at different belief systems and even different stories, and just noticing that there is this narrative, or there is this path that a hero takes, a hero follows. And so that's why he kind of named it the hero's journey. And so basically this person from everyday life, we can call him Joe, he goes to an unknown place, and this can be a supernatural place. This can be, any kind of different place from where he's coming from. And there he has some challenges. So, he faces some challenges. And eventually he experiences a victory, and then he comes back with this newly found knowledge, and he wants to share it with others. So I'm going to share my screen with you here real quick so that you can get a visual of this idea. Hopefully this works well. Let's see. Hopefully you can see my screen. Can you see it? Let's see. Here we go. Yes. All right. Fantastic. So, and I pulled two diagrams because I like the other one a little bit better, but I like the text that's in this presentation well. So this Joe, right? He's going on a journey. He gets this call. Okay, he gets this call to call to action, we can say, or call, this calling, this inner calling. And then in the beginning, he refuses. He doesn't want to go. Okay, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to take this action. And so in this journey, he meets a mentor. He meets someone that he really relates to, is going to guide him on this journey. And there you see now there's this threshold. I don't know if you can see this marker here, but he's crossing from the known world to the unknown world. And he's coming into this threshold where now he's going through this transformation. And in this transformation, he's going to go through a lot of trials. This is very well known. So you can Google any hero's journey and it'll come up with a lot of diagrams. This is the one that I liked and I'm sharing with you. And so then at the bottom of this journey here, he has this ordeal. Something is happening to him. And he experiences this death of a mentor, as many of us know, the death of the father, right? If you can kind of think about already before me giving too much away, of how this relates to many, many stories, if not almost all that we know. So the death of, okay, hopefully you could see my application before that. You all gave me the thumbs up. All right. Then he has these battles. Okay. He's battling with someone. He's tempted with something, and now he's going back. So in the beginning, as he goes back, he says, I don't want to do it. He refuses. He doesn't want to take the challenge. He doesn't want to accept. And then in the end, he says, yes, I'm going to come back. And then he returns with this knowledge. It really, resonates with all of you helping each other before the call, right? Now you've gone on this journey yourselves, and here you are coming back with this knowledge, willing to share. And so this is a process of initiation. And what's really beautiful about this modality is that it's, and I want to share another screen with you. I'm going to stop sharing this one. Is that it's relatable to all things. So it's relatable to your, a physical peril, something that physical that's going on, or even just spiritual and mental that you can be going on. And we're literally kind of in these own personal heroic journeys. And I'm going to share one more screen with you. Hopefully this one will work well as well. And I'll just show you why I like it. And it is because I don't feel like the hero ends back at the same place where he began. He actually transcends. He goes up, right? He's going through this spiritual path. And so he's not going to land right where he began. He's going to go. And of course, I love spirals. I don't know if we've talked about spirals yet, but we could. And so, I do believe that we move in spirals and the universe is spiraling. And so I love this diagram, but I thought that the text in the other was better. So stop sharing my screen with you now. And just to kind of relate to this topic. Okay. So we have this hero and he's embarking on a journey, and let's even, before even that, let's give some examples. So some examples would be, for instance, Disney, the world of Disney. All of those Disney movies are based on the hero's journey. It's so profound that I'll tell you, it's so profound, this script or this recipe is the word, that it was almost like a given. If you wanted a blockbuster movie, you would have to create it based on the hero's journey. You wouldn't just, and there was a time in history where every script that was brought to Hollywood or whatever that did not follow this hero's journey was denied. Now it's of course not like that, but this is how they make movies. And this is what we can relate to as viewers or as people. We can really relate. We relate to that hero. We've gone through this journey ourselves and we really resonate with that. And that means a lot to us. And so when we see that on a screen, we're able to really, relate or resonate with the person that's going through this journey. And that allows us to also go through this mini personal transformation while we're watching it. Emotional. It's all about emotions. And so, yeah, so I listed Disney, but of course there are more. Like you can think about the Star Wars trilogy for those who love Star Wars, or even like, The Matrix is more, more modern. I mean, Star Wars is modern now too. Harry Potter, any books that you like that has a hero going through. I said even the Old Testament, like the Book of Jonah. I know many of you like that kind of thing to compare to. So even tarot cards, if you've ever looked at that and the way that is portrayed, the fool, the person without the knowledge begins and then goes on that journey and is met with all the perils on the way until you kind of arrive. And so it's very interesting to notice how different things in our life have been affected or influenced by this modality or this idea, this structure. Even recently, I came across this, fun lady, Maureen Marduk. I hope I'm saying her name right. And she's also a psychotherapist, and she'd studied with Joseph Campbell pretty closely. And I think it was 1990, she came out with the heroine's journey. So a female version for this concept of the hero's journey. I thought that was really pretty cool when I heard that. I heard it on a podcast, and I actually heard her speaking. She's pretty awesome to listen to. And so she had worked with so many women and just kind of sharing that experience. And so her kind of point of view on it was that for a woman, it's kind of this internal journey going deep into the soul, right? You're moving more inward, whereas the masculine energy is kind of more external and outward. And so, you can have your opinion on that and how you view that. But yeah, it's just fun to acknowledge that here we are, 2021, almost 2022. And that even has evolved into, the heroine's journey. And we're able to watch it also from a female's perspective. And even if you look at how the different films are made, you have a heroine and not just a hero and all of that peril. Okay, so enough from, the outside world. When we rein it back into our lives, what are some of those personal journeys that you are going through that you can relate to this path, right? So it could be something personal. It could be related to your business. So you've all joined the low-hanging system. You answer the call. There was a call, some kind of call initiated and said, you come to us, let's do this. This is what you should be doing. Here's a new idea. Here's a new business. And as you joined, maybe there was some doubt and some fear and some uncertainty. So some perils were there. Many of you were sharing even your trials with Amazon, right? These are even recent. So you kind of go through that fire of transformation and these challenges together. And maybe even at one point there was this denial. Oh, this is not for me, this business, I don't think I can do it. And I know we had some of our students even here where we witnessed that transformation. It was beginning, it was like, oh, I'm so, feeling this way. And then within a week, there was a complete transformation of those feelings. And so we can really see that. And here we are, coming back. I had mentioned, I know Missy was helping out, Rose, Jan, there were many of you kind of coming back with that wisdom that you gained. So you're on that upper top part of that spiral and being willing to share it with others, which is, really profound when we're looking back at our journey. So I just kind of gave you some examples, but oh, the system is unstable. Sorry, I hope that's not from me and everyone is able to follow along. It looks pretty clear on my end. I just got a notice from Bambi. It doesn't look like Jan agrees. All right, so yeah, so now I want to hear from you. Thank you, Bambi. Now I want to hear from you and just get your idea related to this topic. So can you relate to it? Maybe you can't. Maybe you don't even see any relationship to this idea and how it reflects back onto your life. Maybe there was this particular story or event in your life that you could witness that heroic journey that you walk, that maybe you're on it. Maybe you even identify, this is fun. Maybe you identify which point in this journey you're on today. And I'll tell you, we can experience these journeys on repeat. It's kind of like, we can go through in one place and then come back and go at it another. And so that's a fun thing to identify as well. And how can we take this knowledge and this wisdom that we can see the pattern, the journey, and then use it for our own personal transformation, our own growth, if anyone wants to chime in and share your personal view on this. And, Eddie, yeah, let's hear from you. Oh, you need to unmute yourself, Eddie. Let's ask to unmute you here.
Hello?
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Yes.
Well, I love this topic. I love all your topics, but this one gets me because I've been, if you see this M on my chest, I've been a hero for quite a while. And I've been reluctant to do this because, it's all right for me, but to do with my business, it's a whole different world. And I've had a number of mentors, so the resistance is still there, but I love words. I'm a comic book geek. And I don't want to get into all the story of it, but I fell in love with Superman when I was 8 years old, sitting in the principal's office. Finding that book in the trash can saved me all kind of ways. Because I went from a bad little kid to staying in trouble to an honor student overnight. Then that's 1964. And wow. But I created this character, that I am. And there's even a cape that goes with this outfit. I've done it in front of crowds and people just loved it and all this. And so, anyway, I'm 65 years old, and I promise you, I failed at every business I've ever tried. It hasn't made me stop trying, because what I'm learning is, as a life coach, which I am now, I'm learning what to teach people. I listen to all this, they're talking about the problems with Amazon, all this. I think that, everything was a problem, but problems are good things because they are teaching you something about yourself. I could not stand numbers. I'm a word person. So I had to stop saying that. So I'm embracing numbers now because that was killing me with business. I didn't like to do taxes or nothing, this big thing about outsourcing. Yes, outsource it, so I'm just happy to hear something that really rang my liberty bell, because I just, no, seriously. Missy just gets me. I'm going, gosh, she just, all y'all do that, but I do it as well. But I'm laying back and I'm trying to shut up now, because I promise you, I stayed in the principal's office for talking too much, honestly. But the Spirit has always said, you have something to say. You just have to find the audience that wants to hear it.
That's right.
So that's what's going on. So this mug business, I got all these ideas and these lines and these quotes that I just come up with all the time when I would work with clients. So I say, God, I put them on a mug and sell them. This business comes in my way. I'm saying, wait a minute, not another business. Now, come on now. Yes, Eddie, another business. And Rachel Rofe is from Walmart. I work at Walmart now. I know why she put this business together. But what I had to learn was this: love what you have and appreciate it, and you will get more. So my bosses love me. I love the job. I love the customers. I'm in produce, 41 to 32 degrees, and I'm on fire all the time. So I stay warm. And I don't catch colds. I done got over COVID, and I guess I'm just telling you all the powerful things that happen when you take this journey for what it is. It's something to help you learn what you need to learn so you can go after your calling. And that's what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be manifest star.
Yeah, I love it.
And so I thank you for all this. I thank y'all because I had learned to actually be quiet, because I've been quietly sitting here. But once you push my button, oh my goodness. So thank you very much for this. This is wonderful. I love you, love all y'all, and kiss your face. I'm just sweet, and y'all just look so gorgeous to me. So thank you very much for this technology, because I remember rotary phones. So this is all. Anyway, I'm talking too much now, but thank you very much. This is wonderful. I appreciate the opportunity to share, and bless all you.
Love hearing from you. And I do, I completely agree. One of the workshops that I've, is that finding the superhero within. We all have that superhero. And Missy was saying, we're all on this same heroic journey. And you had brought to our attention Superman. And so that is another fantastic example. We all know that he refused, he didn't want to be in the beginning and all of this peril. And then he had to come back and choose it. And so it's like, we need to, and this is what you were sharing as well about yourself. We have to choose the path. We have to choose to walk on it and to be in this personal transformation. And it's interesting that you had kind of listed your experiences with business, and you kind of said, oh, failure. But look, all of those experiences have brought you to where you are now. They've created the person that you are now. And I think that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes what society will kind of deem as failure, it will be either like a monetary gain or something like that. They kind of have this tag, and we tend to follow on that. Or even maybe it's our father or parents or mentors that kind of gave us this success or non-success line, or what is considered a success and what is not. And we today as adults, all of us are adults. Lynn, don't give up. We are able to redesign that and redefine that. And so perhaps you go back and look, and maybe they were not failures, and you are on that. And as you said, you are on the right path, and you are leading others, and that's a divine gift. So thank you for sharing. Leanne, I think it was Leanne. Don't give up. If you'd like to share, I know your hand was up. I now see Missy. If you still want to share, we want to hear from you for sure. There you are. Lynn. Sorry, Lynn. Trying to remember the name. Sorry, Missy, just right after Lynn.
Oh, is it me?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, hi, everybody. This is my first time actually sort of talking here properly. Okay, I really, where have you, there you are. I found this, it's a very potent myth. I'm quite familiar with Joseph Campbell. I just haven't read him for donkey's years, but yeah, I know him. Interestingly, coming onto the launch 100 and having to find the money for that, and I really didn't think I could. And then taking the step to go, okay, I can, if I give up something that I have that I love, that is actually worth a bit of money, but it will fund it. And going inside and going, I can let go of that. Can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can.
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
Listen.
That has been quite liberating.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been. It's like to make the transaction. It's like it's becoming quite. I won't go into the details. It's taking a little while, but this is the whole ordeal bit. But I just kind of tonight, actually, just about half an hour before this whole thing started, I got through that, and I'm now like, okay, I can see that it's now plain sailing, and in about 3 or 4 days' time, it will happen. I've been there, just crossed over that ordeal path tonight. I finalised it. Yes. So I'm going to be able to, it's been interesting. And that's, yeah.
Go ahead, finish.
No, that's it. I've said it. Yeah.
I think we have a little bit of a delay, but I love that, you're actually taking that into your life and into your business and showing how you're personally going through that journey and going through the transformation. And that's kind of, what I was hoping for. And Eddie said, I push the buttons. It's kind of like we shine these lights or press these buttons that kind of, oh, okay, it's something, a light bulb turns on or something, and you can relate to something. You feel moved by something, and you're like, okay, now I can identify it. I'm meant to be here. I'm on the path. It's actually the journey that counts, and not just that shiny object at the end. It's the journey that I'm going through to reach this point. I'm learning what is so that I can't live without. I maybe we should have a topic about like core values. What can you not live without? What means the most to you? And so you would define that. You're like, okay, I can live without this. I want to now create this, my business, for my ultimate success. So beautiful, Sherilyn. Thank you for coming back. And I appreciate you speaking out. I know it's kind of, we're speaking into a big crowd and this is live streamed. And so just I acknowledge you for that. And I hope you do share with us again, because that was fantastic. Missy, let's hear from you.
Hello, Karen. First of all, I can't thank Eddie enough for his words and the way he spoke them. And he needs to speak more. I need to hear more Eddie, because it's very inspiring to me. And I have said what I'm about to say several times before, but I know there are some people in this group that don't feel well, that many are not well at all. Some getting over serious things, still overcoming them. And my friend Jan helped me to use the word overcoming instead of saying, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. And the very first time I spoke here, I forget what I said, but John went from his chair and he went, what? He said, don't say that. And then he went back in his chair. And I wasn't even sure what he was talking about. The next day, I raised my hand again. I said something and he goes, no. He said, no, I'm not going to allow you to affirm that anymore in my meetings. And it was about, because all I was for several years was just nothing but symptoms. And I had recently lost 40 pounds very quickly. My GI tract, I can't really eat. So my clothes are only a few things fit me, but something prompted me. I found my way to here. I said, I'm going to start a blog to show that I'm actually alive, to see my words on a screen. I'm still doing that. And then I found low hanging and I thought, is that just another one of those things? But the presentation was so deep and thorough. So I joined it. And when I got into this meeting, my life was literally saved, because I was about to give up, and you can die from giving up, because I've been through this before where I almost did die. I was 90 pounds. And if you take yourself to a certain level, you can let go of this realm. And I didn't want to do that. And John, literally, now I didn't want to leave my husband. I was trying to hang on. Hopefully that wouldn't have happened, but it gave me this gigantic impetus. And I don't say I'm sick anymore. And if I do, I throw a paperclip on my little thing, or Jan will punch me in the face or something like that. And Jan, I love you, because without you, I wouldn't have made it this far either. And that's why we're such good buddies. But if anybody here is feeling unwell or experiencing sickness, don't say I'm sick. Don't say it, because remember, the dominant thought, that's been my dominant thought since the car accident in 1997. I'm unwell. I'm dizzy. I'm sick. Oh my God, why is the doctor calling me? That is the most bizarre thing. I have to take this call. He's on the wrong day. I apologize. I have to go.
No problem. Well, I'll mute you here. Let me see if I can. Oh, I can't mute you for some reason. So if you can mute yourself. Oh, she's muted. All right. Took a moment for my computer to regroup. I mean, that's beautiful. Just listening to Missy's. Oh, here you come back.
They were just confirming the appointment for next week, but he usually calls 3 weeks later, 3 weeks early. I do apologize, but don't affirm that you are sick. A dominant thought from 1997 was the car accident till I joined this. I was okay for a while, and then a relapse came in, a really bad one. But that's how I identified myself. That's what I was. There was no purpose. I read all these books before. I know all these men. I believe all these men. I tried to do them. I tried to do the things, but without a purpose. And it's almost impossible, but I didn't have firm belief that I could overcome these things. And I do have firm belief. I'm being patient. If God wanted to, he could heal me like that, but maybe I need a longer amount of time to learn that it's within me to overcome that. So for anybody here who feels under the weather or thinks you're under the weather, don't affirm it with your words. Jan taught me your tongue is your rudder. And if you don't watch every word you say, you're going to, that little tiny turn of the rudder makes the ship go 3,000 miles off course. Exactly. So just for those people, and I spoke to them myself on the phone, convince yourself, have unwavering faith, and feel the emotion and feel how it will be when you are well. Because I have made great strides. I'm working from morning till night, and I'm still here. And thank you for your patience, everyone, and letting me babble through that again.
Beautiful, beautiful, Missy. And you actually also showed us your hero's journey. You said when you were listening to, oh, did I lose? Okay, Elizabeth, just in a moment. We have Patricia with her hand up, and then I can call on you in just a moment. So, you were saying you felt that calling, right? That you saw that Rachel's kind of advertisement, and there was something in it that called to your soul. And even if, you experienced some, things that didn't work for you, you kind of maybe battled with yourself and until you decide, which is kind of like the refusal to the call, you then found your mentor, which in your case was Jan and John Lavinia. And then you were able to cross that threshold to get into that supernatural or unknown space of healing for you and just being able to transform. Yes, you met your perils and you met your challenges, but then, as you came back and here you are sharing your wisdom and your knowledge with everyone. I kind of shortened it up a lot, but that is in a summary how just from your story, just from the words that you shared now, we're able to look and see that heroic journey that you've taken, the heroine's journey in your specific case. So thank you so much for sharing. Patricia, how are you? You have to unmute.
Hi, everybody. Eddie, thank you for doing that. I needed to hear some inspiration this morning. I was having kind of a down morning for some reason, had no reason to have one, was just there. And before I got on here, I was watching a YouTube video of homecomings from different people, because that's the only way I can cry is to watch something stupid on TV or something silly. So that kind of purges my system and makes me feel better. And then I saw you, and that made me even feel better. And then I'm so sorry, but I cannot pronounce this word, this name. The first name is Jei, and the last name is Quarcoo. Put down a poem, Failure, Success Turned Inside Out. Well, it's actually, the name of the poem is Failing Forward. Success is failure turned inside out. And I never thought about that, but I've only failed, actually hardly really failed twice in my life. And they both devastated me because I'm one of these kind of people that I go for something and I put everything into it and I do the best that I can. And I may not succeed gloriously, but I will have done what I needed to do. And these two things just really have bothered me for years. And then I hear what Eddie said, and I think about the fact that, in fact, this reading that I found that name says, I've come to believe that people and things that cross my path on a regular basis are there for a reason. And my life has changed for the better since I've started to accept that there is bigger purpose for all things, even the little ones. So this whole group has really done something to my heart and to my head, because every day I hear something that I'm needing to hear. And it's sometimes I don't want to hear it, but I'm needing to hear it. And it just, every day I leave this group feeling better about what I'm doing, about my family, about my house, about whatever. But it really, Eddie, today you were my coming on, and that's what I needed to hear, was you crossing my path today. So thank you. Your hero has stood out today and done its job and his job. But and thank you for talking about this poem, because it really is. And it said that the second saying of success is failure turned inside out is failure is success turned inside out, which is what you had said. And so that, anyway, I'm starting to babble now, but thank y'all for all that, because I needed to hear that. Now I'm ready to go and tackle stuff again today. So bye.
Beautiful, Patricia. And it is the point is recognizing, often we'll embark on an adventure, right? Climbing a mountain. We want to get to the top of the mountain, and we have 60 miles to get there. All right. And so we start going, and we have all these things happen to us on the way, and da 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 da. And maybe, 5 miles before the peak of the mountain, we make a decision. It's raining, it's storming, things are coming our way. Maybe there's a hurricane passing. I don't know. The lions are in the savannah, whatever it is. You decide not to summit the mountain. Would you then say you were a failure? You failed to summit the mountain? That would be an injustice to the whole journey that you embarked on. There was all that hiking that was done, and the conversations with your partner, and the learning, and the sweat, and the miles, and the thing. I'm just kind of making this up as I'm going, but to understand that sometimes it's not that. What sometimes? All the time. It's about the journey. It's about the evolution of your soul. It's about the evolution of your mind. And you're always on this path, or hopefully on this path of evolution. And, I said, I love spirals, right? So spirals can spiral upwards, and spirals can spiral downwards. So we have to recognize that, right? It's not all, butterflies and rainbows and happy things. And we've all shared our challenges here on our calls. So just to acknowledge that we make that conscious choice to up the spiral, to go up in that direction and not go down, so that we are constantly in evolution. And so if we made $100,000 or lost $100,000, we still took the journey and, got the miles in and learned. And maybe the next time round, we gather $300,000, and maybe it's Missy's $60 million. And whoever it was, I forget who we lost, that was $600 million, whatever, I'm just playing around with these numbers so that you understand that when we define things in our lives, when we make these declarations in our mind, this is what Missy was speaking about. And when we use these words to kind of make things pretty finite, that's kind of what we tend to do. We try to make things pretty determined so that we feel safe, so that we can progress with the least amount of effort, throughout our day and that kind of thing. Then we close ourselves out away from the infinite. And it's in the infinite that we create magic, that we manifest our life, that we grow spiritually and also financially as well. So it's really important to allow ourselves to be open to these new possibilities coming our way. So thank you for that beautiful share, Patricia. All right. I see so many comments going in. I'm not going to stop and read all of them. No more hands are up. You can all look at beautiful writing here in the chat today. If no one else, does anybody else have something they want to say, a burning desire, anything you want to share, something that kind of touched you with this topic, the hero's journey that we're on? All right. I don't see any more hands. So thank you all for joining. Tomorrow we are with the fabulous John Lavinia. And we have our Fun Friday. So for those of you who are new, Fun Friday is all about kind of getting our weekend started right. So if you have a joke you want to share, if you want to wear a funny hat or share your pet or, a nice shirt, I think he likes the Hawaiian shirts and stuff like that, whatever it is that you want to share with the community, just like everyone has mentioned, we do consider ourselves this extended family where we're helping each other and uplifting each other. And it really is profound. And it's worth recognizing time and time again so that we know that. Thank you, Cynthia. And so we'll see you all here tomorrow, same time. Thank you all for joining. I love to you all. Bye-bye.